But let's start off with first of all, Alex, how are you doing? How was the trip? How's I know you had to cut it short. You had to leave. There was some bombardment last night. Why don't you give everybody an update of while all of it's playing, what's happening in Ukraine?
Hello, Lev. Hello, everybody. I'm back in Kiev. Thanks God. I want to thank everybody for your support, for caring, and for staying with Ukraine. The trip to Odessa was it was a little noisy, and I want to apologize because due to the sirens, we weren't able to see everything we want to see. Because especially in wake of attacks at Dnipro, and the train got hit. I mean, it's devastating. I don't think they even know all the damage yet. How many people got hurt because the numbers keep on climbing. Uh, so there was a lot of rockets, and then they were right in the middle of as we were doing the stream. There was a siren alert that the ballistic missiles were coming in. It wasn't just ahead; it was missiles. So I was instructed to leave because it was dangerous, and it changed my travel arrangement a little bit. But the good thing is that we were able to deliver the aid that we brought, and pretty soon as the data be coming in of pictures of how they were given to soldiers to people, we're going to be getting them, and I'll be forwarding to you left so you can post it so people can see what's going on. But it's tough situation there. I mean, people are scared, and the sirens are constant. And as you see, they double down on attacks. Well, it's like it's almost an everyday thing. That's what's going on. And you see, you at least it used to be after devastating attacks like the one happened at Dnipro yesterday. It would be a couple of days of quiet. But last night, you see business as usual. They keep on doubling down, missiles, Shahed, and they keep on going. So this is what's going on in Ukraine.
By the way, we I see we have a lot of Canadians in the house. Love Canada. Make sure you guys jump in on at 1 o'clock. Join Dean Blundell. Excuse me, Blundell. I don't want to mispronounce. I'm going to be on his show, and we'll discuss all of Canada, Ukraine, Canada, America. Dean has a pretty good feed on that, and he's going to bring us. So definitely, those of you that I see a lot of Canada questions going up in the chat. Make sure 1 o'clock join us there. Uh, Getting back to Ukraine for a second, I just wanted to say this: what me and Alex and Malcolm and others that have been coming on Voice from Ukraine have been saying all along that Putin, the thing is, this is all a ploy. Everything that's being played, Putin is the mastermind. Now you're seeing it play out. And today, Trump did some really interesting things. He said some things out loud in The Hague. I think it's because of his decline or whatever. It's either age, mental, whatever you guys want to. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to, but I know him very well, and I'm watching the way he gave the speech and the little points. Like, today he confirmed that Putin wants to go further than Ukraine. When asked the question, he basically said, "Yeah, Putin probably." I mean, he's already not hiding it; like he's already coming up. The other important thing I want to mention is that watch the chain of events, how it happened and how quickly, as we've been telling you this, that as soon as Trump gets his win in the Middle East. Remember that phone call that Putin and Trump had, and after that phone call, the chain of events went into action. So now that Trump supposedly has his win in the Middle East, he has a peace between Israel and Iran, even though it's not a real peace, even though it's like one of those band-aids where you put on a water that's starts. It's already coming off and it's about to burst. Any moment. That's what it is. But in the meantime, he's getting his publicity. In the meantime, he's distracting from his real goals, which are Project 2025 back here in the United States. And meanwhile, he has people in his mega crowd that are running around trying to buy time, trying to nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize, which he's dying to get. And almost, folks, I'm so sorry. My little dog, is peeing. Get out of here, Princess. Hey, babe. Hey, Alex, мне вкусно поделись. Oh, I am so sorry. It is pouring here in Florida right now. It's downpouring, so my little poodle was not able to, go, he was scared to go out and ran in and had a little accident here. So, you know, but it's a thunderstorm and it's part of live here on Substack. So even the dogs get scared. So, so, and I have two of them. So anyway, sorry about that, Alex. I apologize, guys. So anyway, where were we? Well, we were talking about Trump, how he's playing, and now what he promised Putin is basically to go after Ukraine. And now you're seeing right after this imaginary attacks this played out choreographed back and forth. Now all of a sudden you see literally within 24 hours after it, the next stop, now it's Ukraine. And today, Alex, he met with Zelensky. I'm hearing that basically in that conversation, I'd like to go hear what you're hearing is that there was no peace talks. He didn't mention peace. He actually even dangled a carrot of these anti-missile rockets that Ukraine is asking for. He even at the press conference, actually, it was so disgusting, folks, that there was a Ukrainian reporter that was talking. She was so nervous, you could hear it in her voice, and he was making fun of her, saying, "Oh, I understand you're from Ukraine. Where's your husband?" She said, "My husband is at the front line." And she asked him a question about the missiles. She said, "Are you going to continue supporting?" And he said, stopped. He thought, he said, those are some incredible missiles. They're 100% proof. We gave some to Israel in the Middle East. They were great. And they're expensive. I don't know. We'll see. Good luck. Tell your husband good luck. This was
Idiotic.
great. I mean, so from what I'm hearing, it's exactly what we've been telling you. He's putting pressure on Zelensky behind the scenes because now it's time. Putin gave Trump what he wanted. Putin helped coordinate this because, guys, at the end of the day, you're seeing all the media come out today and start talking about verifying what we've been talking about for the past week. That and the crazy part, guys, is that Donald Trump is stood up there, and today, Alex, I don't know if you watched it. He stood up there and said that he believes Israeli intelligence and Iranian intelligence over our own United States intelligence, because the United States intelligence is saying that what we said, that Iran either moved their nuclear weapon right before the strike, so the strike was not as effective as Trump is making it believe. But Trump is trying to sell it because he needs to sell it to for this whole thing to happen. And today, on the stage at The Hague, he came out with some reports and said, "I have reports here from Israel, and even Iran said that it was a very major hit." Of course, Iran's going to say that. Of course, Iran wants people to think they don't have it because now they could go build their nuclear program in peace without anybody bothering them. Thank you, Donald Trump. I mean, this is where we live now, where he's trying to change history. First, he tried to change history that the 2020 election is stolen. He's still trying to do it. He actually just got a special counsel to look into that. And now he wants to basically change history and say that he has annihilated the nuclear weapons. But the joker, as I keep telling you guys, is Israel, because Netanyahu, there's a lot more to this. And Iran, there's only so much Putin could control. And also, Putin plays it both ways because Putin, that's part of that KGB mentality. He's going to eventually make it very difficult for Donald Trump. So he's going to get distracted with certain things and not worry about so much what Putin is doing. So that's why I'm here. Alex, what about you, brother?
Okay. Yeah, I think this press conference and where he said it is very dangerous. And I see somebody saying, "Oh, he's finally acknowledges that Zelensky is a nice guy." And
Sarcastic.
I mean, being around you for a while and hearing all the things that you've been telling, it's like a mirror effect. What you're saying that what's going on, and what he did today is very dangerous. I don't know. I hope people realize that he did few things. He went on and he said that I don't want. I just want to see how he's doing, Zelensky. So I just want to meet him to see how he's doing. I know he has some problems. I want to talk to him. And then he's coming out and he says Putin is a difficult guy to deal with, and I believe his ambitions are a lot more than Ukraine. I believe he wants to go to Europe, so he backs it up. Now, then he says also Ukraine has a lot of land, and we need some of that. He said he he didn't say Ukraine needs to liberate it so we can make a deal. He said we need some of that land. This
Because when you said it so on the dot, because just like he said, think about just like he said, we that meant him and Putin. Just like when he said before even America entered the war with Iran,
he
before
didn't
we
say about
strike it, he turned around and said, "We have air supremacy, not Israel. We." Just like he said right here, we need the land, we need the minerals. He was talking about how we need the minerals, we need the land. I remember that exactly. Go ahead, Alex.
then he capped it off. I mean, he goes. It's like systematic. And then he says that the finances and to help Ukraine fight, I'll think about it. We'll see what happens. So he kind of underlined and made the point that Putin continues to do what he's gonna do. He made the point. He made the point that he needs the land because of the minerals, and as far as the weapon goes, we'll see what happens. So I take this as a very dangerous and negative from his part. I hope I'm wrong, and he meant something good in the way, and maybe something good will come out of the way. Like as you know, when it comes to Ukraine, I'm always positive and I'm always hoping. But listen, I've been hoping for the past 6 7 months, and so far everything you said is on the money. So I I just take it as it is right now.
I believe me. I also want to hope, and I do hope, and I'm with you. And you know me, and we speak about this all the time. When we speak off record, even that. Yes, I hope I'm wrong. I always say that. I hope I'm wrong, but it's not about being right or wrong. I'm not trying to predict stuff. It's just, there's an agenda that these guys have. Putin. It's Putin's agenda. It's not Trump's agenda. Trump right now is being played like a fiddle when it comes. All of them are. Putin is the one that is playing all these. Putin has Iran in his back pocket. Putin has now Trump in his back pocket. Not only through Stephen Witkoff and other intermediaries, he actually has Russian assets that or agents or how whatever you want to call them working in our White House. I mean, literally, there's a guy, Sergei Gorda, I told you about, that is saying they're vetting who's going to work at the White House. Meanwhile, won't even get vetted himself. I mean, so they have their claws into the administration, like you can't even imagine. You got Tulsi Gabbard, folks. Tulsi Gabbard. We're not even going to go into her relationship with Russia. She's our head of our DNI, folks. You know what I'm saying to you? So when it comes to the infiltration and the way the manipulation of what's going on, the one thing I want to tell everybody and is don't believe what the media is saying. Don't believe these attacks again that he's saying, "Oh, Putin is hard to deal with," and Putin's going to come out and say Trump's hard to deal. That's part of the mo. They are going to say bad, hard things against each other because that's what makes the media chase. Because right now, all of a sudden, all the CNNs and everything saying, "Oh, today Donald Trump was a lot harsher on Vladimir Putin." I mean, it's distraction. It's all part of the game, just like what they did to you from literally with this whole Middle East thing. So it's the same thing that is playing out in Ukraine. And right now, as I told you, right as soon as this Middle East debacle that Trump, is trying to, get a Nobel Peace Prize for, right after that, he's going to hand Ukraine to Putin on a silver platter. Today was the first step. Today was the first step by him going to meet with Zelensky, and like I said, you remember Trump is like a mob boss. The way he talks and the way yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, just think about it. He's meeting with the president of a country. He knows what the problem is, and instead, he says, I think he has some problems. Let me go meet with him. He's a good guy. Just think about the wording he says. The other thing, I mean, you can't make it up. And the other thing is, just think about what the distractions that he's causing in the of what really what's happening. Because right now, any channel you turn on, anywhere you're going to go on Substack, anywhere you go, they're talking about what? They're talking about that Trump is discussing that about the uranium, about the strikes, about things that were discussed about. We discussed about it actually 3 4 days ago. Right now, we should be still talking about why is Putin still attacking Ukraine? Why are we not giving missiles to Ukraine? Why are we not? Why Donald Trump? How come nobody's asking why? Why aren't you selling military aid? If you don't want to give military aid, why aren't you selling it? Zelensky wanted to purchase $50 billion worth, so why aren't you selling it? What is about, everybody just forgets these things. Why do we have military still in California? The raids have, I mean, the protests have stopped. Why is there still military in California? Why are you still trying to cut off our Medicare, Medicaid, and try to push the big, beautiful bill? I mean, there's so much going on that distracting. And meanwhile, right now, we're going to hear for the next God knows how long from every pundit, every media talking about we have intelligence that the Iranians moved their nuclear facility stuff, and then Trump is going to come out and say, "No, you guys are disgusting. You're degrading the soldiers, the pilots." Just think about how creative he is. He right away turns it not that the media is calling him a liar. Just think about how ingenious he is, how he plays that. He doesn't come out and say, "Oh, you're calling me a liar." No, I said no. He right away turns on, "You're insulting our military. The media is insulting the pilots. The media is insulting, these brave men went out there, did it." Nobody's insulting the pilots. We love our military. I mean, they did their job. We're saying you're the one that's lying. You're the idiot. You're the one that's trying to change history and what's it called? Oh, guys, look, we got a special guest. We're going to join us. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Where'd I go? Oh, I I think Michael invited me, but I thought he wanted to join here. We can't do it. Yeah. Anyway,
Lev, yeah, if you don't mind, I want to add something else to it.
yeah, go ahead, Alice.
Thing. And like I always say, I hope to be wrong, but I spotted like by watching everything, I see an algorithm, a planned algorithm that what they doing is that every time there is a world summit, G7 or NATO summit, they using that as a playground to insert new building block, to insert new building block. Today he inserted that Putin doesn't want to stop, he doesn't want to ceasefire, he wants to take Europe, and that I'll speak to him. I'll see what I can do. So every time he is backing away, and every time he backs away, he puts another building block in for Russia. So he keeps on doing it, and it's like an algorithm already, and it's very dangerous one. Because the way he does it, the way he does it, so like piece by piece, like eh, that then later on he makes it okay. Because this is the oldest trick in the book. It's
And
dangerous.
it's not okay. It's not okay. It's dangerous, and it's crazy, and it's something. Oh, look, I think we got Michael to join us. Hold on, let's see if he wants to come up. Hold on a second. Michael's in Paris. He's at the Eiffel Tower. Let's see what's happening in Paris. How they're taking this news and what's going on there. I'm curious. Let's see if Michael comes up. We just sent him an invite.
I saw the reports that the whole European community was talking to him before the meeting with Zelensky to sell the weapons to Ukraine. It's
That's what
like everybody's asking.
that's what the whole conversation was about. It wasn't even giving it, and he did deliberately. And that's why if you take a look, and folks, go back if you could go and take a look at that specific clip of how he has that conversation with the Ukrainian journalist, the way he talks to her, the way he ends off. You know, she asked him a simple question: "Are you going to send these anti aircraft missiles to Ukraine?" And he basically told her, they're great. They're 100%. They're the best. We send some to the Middle East. We send some to, and but I don't know if we're gonna do. Wish your husband a good luck because her husband is in the military. So we're wishing her. Hey, Michael. I don't know if Michael's. Oh, Michael can't join us. He's running into he's got dinner. He's 6 hours ahead of us, so we'll join them later. No worries. No, so that's the dangerous part, and the other part of it that's even more dangerous. That now, I mean, with the way Trump is allowing, just think about for all these years, and this is where I'm hearing where Israel and where Netanyahu is going to become a joker, and also where his base. He has a huge base that is pro-Israel that is going to also start pushing it because he's basically letting right now Iran off the hook. He's basically allowing Iran not only to go start building or hiding these nuclear weapons because he wants to confirm and everybody believe that they destroyed them all. But also, there was another interesting couple of questions. That one question that happened to a Truth Social that I posted yesterday, guys, is one reporter asked him, said, you did a post about saying that now Iran could sell oil to China. Well, is don't we have sanctions on Iran? Don't Isn't like Iran not supposed to be like, oh, we're watching? And Trump turned around and said, basically, I don't care. They could sell oil to China. China could buy oil from them. They could buy oil from us. Iran just finished a major war. They need to start rebuilding themselves, and they should be able to sell oil to wherever they want. Nobody picked up on that. The media's not talking about nothing. So, like, is it now like, are we lifting all our sanctions and everything off Iran now and are allowing them? Like, what is the deal? That's why I'm trying to find out behind the scenes. And that's why, folks, we have about 500 people here now. Thank you all for joining because we have a full day of stuff. So, we're going to have to run soon. But I want to make sure that you guys, very importantly, subscribe, pass the message, become paid subscribers, do everything you do because this is just getting started. We have a lot of sources all over the world right now that are working on basically with my relationships to get us some information in the next probably 48, 72 hours that is going to put a big light on a lot of the things that are happening also pertaining to all of these characters. And I'm hearing that things might happen. Go ahead, Alex.
I tell you one thing that the biggest miscalculation done it to it is Netanyahu in Israel.
Yeah, yeah, no.
When it comes to Israel land, safety, and people, they won't even think twice. Israel won't even think twice about doing what's best for the country. No matter what kind of deal he has, no matter what kind of ceasefire he made, when Israel feels a threat, Israel responds. You know that. So there is nobody can stop them.
No,
With- with- with-
and listen, that's why I said Netanyahu is the joker. Netanyahu is giving Trump his wins also. He gave him a huge win yesterday when he stopped the retaliation attack of going back and gave him the peace deal. So Netanyahu is playing, but Netanyahu also understands that you're 100% right. That they're gonna not allow this up. That's why I say this peace deal is a band-aid, and not only a band-aid, but it's a band-aid on a wet surface that is already starting to peel, and it's just and when it peels, it's just going to fall off. And yes, Cindy, 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be going live with Dean. So anyway, folks,
But
I will. Go ahead.
you see that yesterday, what happened in Iran? Did you see the streets were full of people celebrating the victory?
Yeah, because like I said, because Iran thinks that they won. They're using the propaganda that they stopped the war, they responded because you gotta understand how it's strategically done. Trump was telling you today how they choreographed this attack back and forth and stopping, but in Iran that's not what's being said. In Iran and their media and everything is being said that the great Satan was destroyed, that Iran hit American bases with the powerful, and stuff like that. So, and ba- Trump basically gave Iran a huge win, and it was because of Vladimir Putin. Because now Trump is riding the high horse. His biggest mistake, like always, is that the media is watching every little word he's saying, and then there's a lot of people like myself, you, and others insiders that are out there breaking it all down, and that he can't, and the leaks keep coming, and he can't keep the secret because there's so much people in his inner circles that hate him and they want the truth to come out, and that's why we have all these
Yep.
leaks. Just yeah, just think about, folks. How do we know? Forget about our sources of friend, but now we have actual military personnel in our department coming out and giving this information to CNN, New York Times, and all of them about these strikes, and that what we did or did not achieve in the strike. So you know, and instead of the Trump administration, instead of coming out and saying, you know what, okay, let's take a look and see, evaluate. They might be early still. Let's see what the next ones come out. No, right away they're attacking and going after. What's the first thing they're saying? We're gonna. Pete Hegseth came out screaming today. We're going to find who is leaking, and we're gonna find who's trying to tell the truth, and we're gonna prosecute them. Again, putting the fear. I mean, it's the same routine that they all do. But folks, I want to thank you so much for coming. I know this was a quick voice from Ukraine. I want to make sure. I know a lot of you guys were asking about Alex. I want to make sure you guys saw Alex. Alex also gave us a big update on what's going on in Ukraine, as you could see, and I'll put a Substack letter out later from Voice of Ukraine that will give you a full breakdown, full update of everything's going on. So stay tuned to that. That'll come later in the afternoon. Alex is also getting me some of the pictures and some of the videos from his trip. As soon as I get that, I'll get you that stuff. We'll get you that Substack letter also. Um, at 1 o'clock in the next 25 minutes, I'm going to be going live on Dean Blundell. We'll be discussing Canada, United States, Ukraine, and Iran, and all the craziness. At 2 o'clock, me and Malcolm are going to break down all the craziness, not only that has to do with Trump, his speech in the Hague, but also what's happening here in the United States, because a lot of the things that Trump is pushing here and doing in the meantime are being distracted by what's going on all over the world. So we have a lot of craziness, a big day ahead of us. So set your reminders. For those of you that have been with us from the beginning, thank you. God bless you for all you do, for your support, for your contributions. For those of you that are just joining or thinking of joining, please, subscriptions are for free. The information is more valuable than you could imagine. And for those of you that are subscribers and are thinking about, now is the time to upgrade, to become paid subscribers, to contribute to Venmo at Lev-Parnas. Go out there, because each and every dollar helps. Alex helps myself, helps us to keep doing what we're doing, keeping this platform alive, and making sure they're speaking truth to power, because our sources are scared. Trust me, my family's worried, because it's not just me. My son Aaron is in this fight with us. So we're putting everything on the line, and we're doing it because we got you behind our back. So as long as you're there with your support, I promise you we'll be here. Me, Alex, my son Aaron, we'll be out here, fighting for the truth and trying to save our democracy. So God bless every single one of you. And Alex, slava Ukraine.
Prime Slava. Thank you for everything, Lev. Thank you, everybody. God bless everybody. Thank you.
Absolutely. And we'll be going live in the next day or so because I think we're going to be getting some breaking news when it comes to Ukraine, Trump, Russia. This is just hot and getting started today. It was his first conversation, so I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to start getting some responses from Russia and our sources in between. So if that happens, we might be going live later today or tomorrow to break it all down. So make sure you set your, alerts, reminders, and definitely subscribe. Thank you guys. Have a great day. See you in 20 minutes. I'm Dean Blundell.
Thank you, Lev.